Eastern remaining in 6th place in the Big Sky standings with that 5-7 overall lead. Their overall record, they're just a half game up on this UNC basketball team. Northern Colorado, as you can see, dressed in the blues, the Eagles in the home whites. And we are set to go with Big Sky Conference action here on this Wednesday night on SWX. Northern Colorado with the basketball to begin the game, and the man-to-man defense by Eastern. Quickly going in the low post, and an easy lay-in turned in by Connor Osborne. Eastern Washington knows that post play will be big here this evening. Maybe not necessarily scoring, but certainly once again in controlling those boards. There's a guy that we highlighted, Cliff Ettering. We'll find Colimon. Little push off by Colimon, and they'll go with the offensive foul on Cliff Colimon. Use that off arm just to shove so slightly to create a little bit of room for the shooter. Team foul number 1. Just 2 games separating 3rd through 7th place, as a matter of fact, in the Big Sky. This is Spajkovic finding Proctor high to the right. Proctor bounces up top. Eagles forcing them to extend the offense with that pressure man-to-man. Work the ball to the post again. One more time for Osborne, and he'll get another to fall. Back-to-back baskets for Osborne and a 4-0 lead for the visiting Northern Colorado Bears. High screen, Colimon uses it, dices inside, and a body foul called on Osborne. You like those takes by the Eastern Washington guards, forcing the centers, forcing those interior players to come out and guard the, of course, guards which are a little bit more quick, have a little bit more athletic ability for the most part, using that quickness to maybe get some of them in foul trouble, and that will send Colimon to the free throw line. Said that foul was on the shot, averaging 15 points a game, 82% free throw shooter on the season. Colimon has the team on the board. Eastern's most recent home game to 8th place Sacramento State. They fell 75-71. Asking assistant coach Craig Fortier how he has been feeling. He says it'll be a lot better if they can win this game. That's all that's on the mind of these players and coaches, one at a time right now. Eagles trail by 2 as we are just underway. Ball loose on the floor. Eagles will get that 50-50 ball and push it. Shiverton for a long 3. Good from beyond the arc and several feet beyond the arc. As soon as he released it, I thought that shot from Shiverton might be a bit short, but he knocks down his opening shot of the basketball game. And the Eagles take the 5-4 lead. Good defense by Eastern. Fill the lanes with a 3-on-3 and a good hesitation as Ettering lets the offense get set up. There's another NBA 3. Colin can't get that one to go. Trying to step out on Northern Colorado's Huskinson, and a foul called on LaRon Griffin, picking up his first personal. Two team fouls now on the Eagles. Clock stopped at 17:49 to play in this first half, and a 5-4 lead for Eastern Washington. Spajkovic out top. Looking for that low post again. Skip pass. Good defense by Eastern. That ball must have been deflected, allowing him to come right back down with it. And as Northern Colorado does, getting those offensive rebounds, creating second chance opportunities. Osborne underneath. Good defense by Griffin. The help by Ettering. Ball remains in the hands of Northern Colorado. Eastern again losing their last 2 games of the season. It was an overtime win against Montana State for Northern Colorado. Using the big man for the screen and popping the 17-footer and scoring it is Spajkovic. Spajkovic knocks down his first 2, and the Bears regain the lead, and Colimon going to work inside. Little extra hop, and the Griffin tap back. Eastern up by 1. Griffin with his first basket. Eastern has hit 2 of their first 4 shots. Good dump pass on the baseline, and another good job interior defense for Eastern Washington. LaRon Griffin straight up, able to get a piece of that basketball. Screen, handoff to Chiverton. Here's Etterain in the lane, the kick out wide open. Forbes three out of the corner, rattles out. Tapped by Eastern for just a moment. And the rebound by Osborne. Leading rebounder on this team in the season, Proctor at 6.5 a game. Eagles up 7-6 with 16:10 to play. Step back, there's a three by Colimon. Eastern Washington 2 of 4 from three-point range to get this game going. 5 early points for Colimon, and Eastern up 10-6. Northern Colorado bringing to the top. Huskinson hands it off to Spajkovic. And the airborne dish pass to Osborne. No foul called initially. But the conversion brings Northern Colorado within 2. Osborne very active to start this contest. He's got 6. Colimon again off the ball screen, sees the double team. Etterain stares down toward Griffin, but traveled with it. Thought about the pass for a moment, then wanted to try to create baseline. We go to a timeout, 15:22 to play. First media timeout. Eastern leading it by 2 here in the first half. Cliff Colimon and the Eastern Eagles leading it by 2. Colimon knocking down that 3, and Eastern Eagles out 3 of 6 shooting, 2 of 4 from three-point range in this first half of play as these two teams meeting for the second time of the season. Northern Colorado has actually just won 2 of its last 8 games since they edged Eastern Washington 71-70 in a tough game, a tough loss for the Eagles in Greeley, Colorado. They do feature the best three-point shooting team in Division I, hitting 45.5% of their shots, but so far in this game, they've been going to the post players as we kind of anticipated. Spajkovic picked up by Forbes. There's the open look 3. Chiverton blocked it for the Eagles, going for a loose ball, and a foul is going to be called against Eastern Washington. That's a tough one, just guys hustling after the ball, kind of one of those basketballs that you think everybody has the opportunity to go for it. You see the block maybe getting a bit of the hand as well, but everybody going for that basketball, and it does look as if Northern Colorado kind of had the opportunity for the possession. There's a 3 knocked down by Northern Colorado. First 3 of the game hit by Unruh, and the first 3 of the game for Northern Colorado as the Bears regain the lead up by 1. Clock rolls at 14:55 and counting. Etterain finding Chiverton. Stopped in the lane, but forces a shot anyway. Quickly out and filling the lane. What a rejection by Etterain. Unruh tried to take it down into the low post. But Etterain acknowledged that the paint is going to be his house tonight. He has been super active defensively for the Eagles. Bears leading it by 1. Spajkovic on the inbounds and the 3 out of the corner, and Unruh has hit back-to-back threes. Unruh leading the team at 10.8 points a game. He is a 45% three-point shooter. He's taken 115 threes on the season. Colimon for the Eagles. Finding a three-point shooter of their own, but Chiverton drives in. Loose ball just checking into the ball game as they go to possession arrow. Hickert has come in for Eastern Washington. Jordan Hickert, the 6'9" junior out of Australia. And now Parker Kelly from Gonzaga Prep, the freshman, who has seen a lot of activity, good action here, has been outstanding in his freshman season here for the Eagles. As he swings into the game for his first time. Kelly grabs the basketball in the corner. Forbes delivers it to Colimon. Here's a 3 by Hickert. And the Eagles down by just 1 on that 3 by Hickert. Just such a smooth stroke by Hickert. Barely any rotation on that basketball. Eagles shooting 50% here in the opening minutes. Ball screen and the drive. Huskisson. It's Parker Kelly defending. Shot clock at 15 seconds. Unruh. Little paint-to-paint pass juggled for a moment. Right-handed flick by Keene and the rebound by Hickert. Eagles being out-rebounded 8-5 in the opening moments. That's a statistic we'll check throughout the night. Hickert turns the basketball over. Eagles try to get back defensively. This athletic spin move in the lay-in. Timeout Eastern Washington. Emmanuel Adu with his first two. 13:04 to go in this first half. Eastern Washington trailing at 16-13. Slow starts, and I don't know that this necessarily has constituted a slow start. Eastern shooting 4 of 8. Northern Colorado has doubled them, though, and shot 7 of 16 from the floor, but slow starts have plagued Eastern, especially in the last 2 games. Versus Weber State, Eagles fell behind 8-0, 14-3, and 16-5. When they were taking on the Hornets a week earlier, they made just 24% of the shots in the first half compared to 50% for the Hornets of Sac State. In fact, it took Eastern over 3.5 minutes to even score its first points against Weber State, and nearly 5 minutes to get on the scoreboard against Sacramento State. So the fact that Eastern has come out and hit some opening shots, good news for them. And at home, desperately needing to win here in the Big Sky Conference. Both of these teams, as a matter of fact. Colimon, quick three. Unruh, after the rebound, brings it up court. Picked up by Parker Kelly. Now Colimon will defend as the drive by Garnica. Paul Garnica with a great dish to the slashing Svajkovic, but the defense denies again for Eastern. Forbes down the floor, ripped out of his hands and out of bounds. Good transition defense by Unruh. Mike Proctor is going to come back in for Northern Colorado. Colin Chiverton was out for just a moment. He's swinging back in for the Eagles. Stepping out, Jeffrey Forbes. Chiverton, Edering, Hickert, and Kelly, along with Colimon for Eastern. Edering with the basketball. He likes that one-on-one, and he'll score. Not going to double down Edering. He's got a lot of athletic ability. Good up fake on the ball. Fake on the three by Unruh, and it's good. He's hit 3 threes in the last 3 minutes of this basketball game. 9 points now for Unruh, and a 19-15 lead for the Bears. Hickert setting that ball screen. Chiverton, the baseline drive in the lane, spins it in. Eagles trailing it here by 2. Unruh feeling it, tests with the defense right there, splashes his 4th one through in a row. Unruh, 4 of 5 from three-point range. Has already surpassed his season average of 10 points a game. He's got 12. Colimon, step back 3 to try to answer, and he does. Back and forth we go. Eagles down by 2. Garnica in the corner for Northern Colorado. This is Adu around Edering, tries the reverse and gets it to go. Eastern attacking again. Chiverton. Colimon gets loose in the lane, gets fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Sprung right into Emmanuel Adu. And we are at a timeout with 10:48 remaining. 24-20, Bears leading the hometown Eagles. Back in a moment. Activity by the guards for Eastern Washington. Look at Colimon getting right up by the rim, drawing the foul, and he's to the free throw line as we come back out of the timeout. 24-20, the Bears leading the Eagles here. Reese Court in Cheney. Eastern's going to be playing a Big West Conference foe, and UC Irvine coming up on Saturday. We'll explain why that is in a little bit. See, Eagles 7 of 12 from the field to start the game. Northern Colorado 10 of 20. Eastern 4 of 7 from three-point range, while Northern Colorado is 4 of 5. All of those threes coming from Tate Unruh. Eagles pull within 2 on those 2 free throws by Cliff Colimon, who's now 4 of 4 at the line. Svajkovic for Northern Colorado. Good defense by Eastern Washington. Parker Kelly steps into the shot of Garnica, and Garnica will drill a 3. Not much more that you can do. Is it looked as if from my angle that Parker Kelly just had his hand nearly in the face of Garnica. But again, this is the top 3-point shooting team in Division I basketball. Turnover by Eastern Washington. Colimon lost the basketball, and apparently there was no, Northern Colorado was able to get it first, but did not call a timeout, and heads up play by Cliff Colimon to get on that basketball and force possession arrow. Arrow pointed to Northern Colorado, and now the officials calling a timeout, though they want to get that shot clock reset, which is at 17 seconds. Bears leading it by 5, nearing 10 minutes to play. 9 rebounds for Northern Colorado, 6 for Eastern Washington. Midway through. Garnica. This is Mike Proctor, who's been quiet offensively so far. He's got ability, however. Defense tonight for Eastern Washington, and Northern Colorado will set up once again. Garnica behind the back off of the ball screen, and a kick out. Another 3 by Northern Colorado. Superbly done. That is Undu for 3. 7 for Undu. And an 8-point lead now for the Bears. Kelly gives the basketball up to Forbes. Colimon on the kick out to Johnson. Tremaine Johnson in the lane. His first shot of the game, no. Deflected out by the Bears. Ederain was able to go up for it, tap at it for a moment, but Northern Colorado got the last hand on it. And the reset, just 3 team fouls for Eastern Washington, 2 for Northern Colorado. And pretty much a whistle-free opening 11 minutes. Parker Kelly grabbing the inbounds pass. Cliff Colimon has the basketball for Eastern Washington. Leaves it for Ederain. What a drop step to score. Count the basket. Ederain will go to the free throw line. He's got 4, and he just checking the foul is Mike Proctor, just forcing Proctor in his first personal foul. This was the matchup we kind of discussed at the top of the game. Ederain and Proctor. Proctor yet to score. Ederain now with 5 points. Eastern within 5, 8:48, clock rolling. Offensive charge, standing underneath there for Eastern Washington was Tremaine Johnson. It would almost be I don't know if a travesty is the right word, but you should almost start keeping stats like that, those intangible type of stats. There are players on teams that may not score a ton of points, but do things just like that, drawing charges, getting their team. There's a Parker Kelly 3 from deep. And we have an offensive rebound attempt by Eastern Washington that's going to result in a foul. Personal foul charged to the Eagles' Cliff Ederain, picking up his first, team foul number 4. But I would think something like drawing charges could be a statistic you could start tracking, but unfair to all of those that have done that for all of their careers. for those stat geeks out there. Maybe somebody does something like that. Eagles within 5, nearing 8 minutes remaining. Quick three by Zvajkovic, and it's good. The 4th player for Northern Colorado to hit a three-pointer. Northern Colorado is now 7 of 8 from three-point range. Forbes steps into a three to try to answer. Ball tapped to keep alive for just a moment and then knocked out of bounds. It's going to go off of Eastern Washington. Just clipped off of Forbes' foot and out of bounds. 7:45 to play in the first half. It's the Bears 33, the Eagles 25. A win for one of these teams could go a long way towards getting them into that Big Sky basketball tournament. And you know, once you get into tournament play, anything can happen. Eastern Washington trailing at 33-25. Good shot in the lane by Colin Chiverton for the Eagles. He's got 5 points. Cliff Colimon leading the team in scoring with 10. Unruh leads all scorers in this game with 12. Northern Colorado again out to a 13 of 23 shooting performance, and they've been hitting threes with regularity. That one is off the mark. And here comes Colimon and the Eagles. Forbes on the ball fake, the drive, and the score. And I'm sorry, that was Winford, not Forbes. Winford has come into the ball game for Eastern Washington. Kevin Winford out of Alaska, the 5'11 junior with the score. A steal by Eastern Washington. A tough little pass in the paint. Colimon, what a shot. Colimon now with 12. Eastern down 33-29. Eagles almost getting another steal. Kevin Winford defending for Eastern. Traveling violation on Northern Colorado. That was almost too good to be true for just a moment for Connor Osborne. He got that basketball, nobody really in front of him. And he kind of hesitated for just a moment, maybe thinking about how he was going to dunk it. Shuffled the feet just a bit. And Eastern gets the basketball back. Turnover number 4 for the Bears. Johnson back in. Ettering coming out for Eastern Washington. It's Kelly, Griffin, Johnson, Forbes, and Winford on the floor for the Eagles. Garnica, Unruh, Huskis, Osborne, and Proctor for Northern Colorado. 4-point game, 6.5 to play. Johnson has the ball poked away. There's the break by Garnica. The lead for Huskis and the score. Huskinson scores for Northern Colorado, and the Huskinson lay-in will force head coach Jim Hayford into taking a quick timeout. Eastern Washington going to play Big West Conference foe, UC Irvine, coming up on Saturday. That's going to be part of ESPN's Bracket Busters. It's a 7 o'clock game that's going to be in Irvine, California. That game actually featuring 2 of the top 3-point shooting teams in Division I. Eagles currently at 9.2 per game. They're ranking 4th. And the Anteaters of UC Irvine are 49th with 7.8 average. They've actually made 195 of 553s. They're actually on pace to set a school record, made and attempted. Eastern has drained 231 of their 638 coming into this game tonight. Forbes, ball knocked away, is reaching around to deflect the ball out was Osborne. Maybe got away with a little reach-in foul. Here's a 3 pull-up in transition for Zvajkovic, and the rebound by Northern Colorado. Garnica with the basketball. I said Zvajkovic. It's Garnica who took that last 3. The double team was drawn. That left Osborne wide open, and a good passing in the paint for Osborne. Had hit the opening 3 shots that he took of the game. Hickert picking up his first personal, team foul number 5 on the Eagles. A couple of free throws for Osborne. Osborne comes into the game as a 57% free throw shooter, averaging 7.2 points a game. He's got 7 now in this contest. Forbes clears on the rebound for the Eagles. Eastern looking for a couple of big offensive sets here to get the crowd into it and try to gain some momentum. With the great shooting for the Bears, they're only leading it here by 7. Hickert, he's a 3-point shooter for Eastern Washington. Shot clock at 10 seconds. Parker Kelly to Hickert. Couldn't pick up the basketball and a breakaway. Here's Proctor for the dunk. Timeout, Eastern Washington. Proctor gets his first 2. 5:02 remaining, 38-29. The largest lead of the game now by the Bears. And those bracket busters that are coming up, going to be interesting if you're a Big Sky fan to see how Weber State will fare. They'll be in a game against Texas Arlington that's going to be on ESPN3. Weber State has won 15 straight home games, while UT Arlington's winning streak is the second longest in the nation, only behind Kentucky's. They've got a 17-game winning streak. So Weber State in that big bracket buster Saturday around college basketball. And Eastern had 2 good games against Weber State, and both of those games just creating a deficit that they could not overcome, losing 84-75 in their last outing at Weber State, and then lost here in Cheney 76-69 to the Big Sky frontrunners. Eagles down 38-29, and out of the timeout, another turnover by Eastern Washington. That is their 8th. Little jumper near the free throw line by Osborne. Rebounded by Colimon for the Eagles. Finds himself in a 1-on-4 situation. Hickert steps in, floats up the 3. Ederain over the back to try to get the rebound. Picked up the personal foul, trying to go over the top of Proctor. It's going to be his second, team foul number 6. No more fouls to give. Clock rolling with 14:20 remaining here in Cheney. In the first half, Eastern Washington trailing at 38-29, while Northern Colorado started working the ball in the perimeter, then went beyond the arc, knocking down several shots, and now taking a peek back down low again as Osborne has been posting up on the last several offensive possessions. He'll come and set the screen, that time for Huskinson. And a travel, Proctor did try to do a little too much. 38-29, we've got 3:55 to go here in the first half of play. The Bears leading the Eagles in Cheney.
From the moment you get here, you can really feel it. It's something.
The sense of community.
Your professors actually know your name.
When I came here,
I didn't know what I wanted to do.
I knew exactly what I wanted to do.
The faculty are really passionate about their subject.
You figure out where you're going and how to get there.
I made it through some really challenging classes.
You'll be proud of what you accomplish here.
It's the start of something big.
At Weimart, we're dedicated to bringing you more value every day. Enjoy even deeper savings for an extended time with Owner's Choice pricing. Right now, get an Osterrizer 12-speed blender for half price. It's only $19.99. Enjoy H.K. Anderson peanut butter-filled pretzel nuggets. The 24-ounce size is only $4.99. Stock up and save $2 on Scotty's facial tissue. Find the 3-pack of boxes for only $1.99. Weimart delivers more value every day with Owner's Choice pricing. At Weimart, we own it, and it shows.
Looking for something to cheer about here in Cheney. It's their team down 38-29 in one of those games. While it might not be necessarily a must-win at this second, it's as close as you can get without being a must-win. Down 38-29 and shooting 10 of 21 from the field, 47%. Parker Kelly with the basketball, finding Colimon for the Eagles. The drive, the penetration, kick out. Parker Kelly can't convert. Rebounded by Svajkovic. Three and a half remaining here in the first half of play. Unruh, who curled over to grab the ball, floats one up. The rebound offensively, the putback and the miss. Point blank range for Osborne. The three by Colimon is short. Coach Jim Hayford at the top of your screen, trying to get on his defense. As a head coach in his career, has never had a losing season. His team is in position to make sure that that doesn't happen in his first year here at Eastern Washington. But one thing you've got to do is protect your home floor. Proctor picking up a personal foul. That's going to be his second. Fifth team foul for Northern Colorado in the reset. Eastern with 6, 2:53 to go here in this first half of play. Eagles at 11-14 overall on the year. After this game, they're at UC Irvine, at Idaho State, at Portland State, and then finish up the season against Idaho State with the hope of a Big Sky tournament quarterfinal. But that will be probably in that improbable file if they can't get themselves a win here. Foul out top is Ederain trying to create. Bryce Dovier has come in. Dovier picking up his first personal foul. No more fouls to give for either team. Dovier, a 6'6" freshman from Kansas, picking up that personal. Parker Kelly grabbing the inbounds, hops between the trees, tried to deliver it to Hickert, and it's knocked out of bounds off of Hickert's fingertips. As Eastern turned the ball over for the 9th time in this first half. Eagles are being out-rebounded just 16-14, but Northern Colorado not missing a ton on the offensive end. They've gone a little cold the last few minutes of the game. Dovier brings the ball to Svajkovic. Bad interior pass, they get lucky, and Svajkovic's three, no. Tap back for a moment. Osborne never really had control of it. Continued to work, and Hickert will pick up a personal foul. That foul on the shot, that'll put him to the free throw line, shooting two. Bears up 38-29 with 2:10 to play here in the first half. The free throw by Osborne. He now has 7 points. Chiverton back in for Parker Kelly for Eastern Washington. Osborne is a recheck. I've got him actually with 8 on 3 of 10 shooting, 2 of 4 at the free throw line. We've got 2 minutes to play in the first half. Eastern needing a strong couple of minutes to give them some momentum, but instead they're going to turn it over again, dribbling right into a double team. Just seems to be no energy right now by the Eagles. And kind of some unforced errors and turnovers. This is a team that wins the battle of the turnovers. And right now they've turned it over 10 times. Northern Colorado with 5 turnovers. Garnica off the dribble. Svajkovic blocked by Hickert. Foul called. Charge is going to be called. Is sitting down there after Hickert blocked the basketball. Jeffrey Forbes was standing right down low to draw the foul. draws that charge. First personal foul against Fajkovic. That is a non-shooting foul as an offensive foul. 7th team foul on Northern Colorado with 1.5 to play. Eagles with their largest deficit at 10. I've got Northern Colorado with 11 second chance points. Chiverton had the ball taken away. The outlet to Svajkovic, right beyond the outstretched hands of Chiverton, and Svajkovic puts Northern Colorado up 41-29 on the 8th point of the night for Garnica. Another turnover. They'll go to possession arrow. Little extra push as Colimon trying to tie that basketball up. All he could see was the big, strong 6'9", 270-pound Connor Osborne just falling down straight on top of him. 11 turnovers for Eastern. Jim Hayford with former NBA player Craig Elo on the coaching staff, trying to discuss with his team what they want to run right here if they've got the basketball. I think the officials are discussing both shot clock and possession arrow at this time, and trying to determine where that ball is going to be brought in at. It'll be a sideline entry here for Eastern Washington as they've got the possession arrow with 56 seconds to play. Shot clock reset. 3 needed by Eastern. And another rebound by Northern Colorado. 14-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. The Bears have hit 7 of their 10 threes, and that one is a deep one by Svajkovic, an air ball, and Eastern could have the last shot if they choose to. Instead, a transition 3 by Colin Chiverton. And now Northern Colorado will probably just hit the basketball. Actually, they will call a timeout and design a last play here for this first half. Eastern 10 of 25, shooting 40%. They are just 4 of 14 from three-point range. Northern Colorado 16 of 35. They've taken 10 more shots, hitting 45% of their shots. Coach Hayford, this is not new for this basketball team. We talked about the fact that they have had slow starts. They got off to a quicker start in this game tonight, but they're not used to having to battle back, or they're not, it's not unfamiliar territory for them. They trailed Sac State 40-21. They trailed Weber State 41-30. They were behind Washington State 41-25, trailed St. Mary's 40-25, trailed Montana 40-25, trailed UCLA by 10, 28-18. They have gotten behind in a lot of their games and have had to battle back in a ton of their games. And they need more shots like that from Colimon to go down for Eastern Washington to get back in this contest, as the Bears will look for a last shot and look to take a very efficient first half for Northern Colorado to the break. Garnica down to 10 seconds. Svajkovic off the screen, picked up by Johnson, and Tremaine is going to step out and it's going to pick up a foul that'll prevent at least a three-point attempt by Northern Colorado, which you have to assume that's what they were going to try for, and instead send them to the free throw line, and a 1-and-1 here for Tevin Svajkovic. 6.2 seconds remain in the first half. Parker Kelly is going to come back in for Colin Chiverton. Svajkovic, second leading scorer on the team at 10 points a game. 76% free throw shooter, gets the front end of the 1-and-1, so he'll get the second. And Northern Colorado continuing to increase their largest advantage of the contest. With 6 seconds, Kelly will get the ball in. Cliff Colimon looking for a last shot. Ball taken away, somehow picked up by Johnson. The shot at the buzzer. And the Eagles trail it here 43-29 at the half. Eastern Washington 10 of 26, shooting 38%. Northern Colorado again 16 of 35, shooting 45%. 12 by Unruh to lead Northern Colorado, and Cliff Colimon has 12 on 3 of 7 shooting for Eastern Washington University. Big Sky basketball action with playoffs on the line. I mean, if the playoffs were to start tonight, you could actually say for both of these teams, they have a playoff mindset. Well, Eastern Washington's not playing playoff basketball right now. They trail it here at the half, 43-29. We'll return to Eastern Washington University after this timeout on SWX. Very young basketball team on many of their skilled positions. Northern Colorado able to clean up the rebound and almost a turnover. Eastern not getting those 50-50 balls in this game right yet. Huskisson tried for an extra pass. Ends up swinging out to Svajkovic. Whistle blows and a foul on Ederain of Eastern Washington. He'll pick up his third. Team foul number 1 here in this second half of play, and they will call it on the shot. That'll put Connor Osborne to the free throw line. Osborne in this basketball game is 2 of 4. He's got 10 points. Osborne comes in on the season as a 57% free throw shooter, averaging just 6.6 points a game. 45-29 now. Northern Colorado still holding Eastern Washington scoreless, and I want to say it's about 6-7 minutes now. Colimon using that ball screen, giving it down low, not able to handle it quickly initially, but Griffin able to stay with it to get his second basket of the game. And Eastern down by 14. Another three by Northern Colorado that looked good just as soon as Unruh released it. Unruh continuing his hot shooting from outside, 5 of 6 from three-point range. Colimon with a tough three to try to answer. Griffin on the rebound, tries to power it back up and got hit. He'll go to the line and shoot a couple of free throws. I mentioned that Eastern had fewer turnovers than its opponents in 22 of the 25 games. As a result of that, they are leading the Big Sky on that turnover margin of plus 3.8 per game. Some other Big Sky statistics for the Eagles. They are second in the league at three-pointers made with the average of 9.2 that we talked about. As a matter of fact, ranking 4th nationally. Eastern also first in the Big Sky in offensive rebounds. Back to that free throw line for the second free throw. And Griffin makes it a 47-33 contest. Griffin now with 6. Good high-low feed. The patience results in another three-point look, and that one from Huskisson. He gets into the three-point action. That's his first three knocked down. Huskisson with 5. And a rejection down low by Northern Colorado. Knocking down the three and then getting back defensively for Huskisson. Northern Colorado now 9 of 14 tonight from three-point land. Garnica has 2, Unruh has 5, Huskisson with 1, Adu with 1. Ederain goes out. Hickert will check in for substitution here in the second half for the Eagles. Chiverton with the three-pointer for Eastern Washington. Timeout called by Eastern Washington. That's going to be a 30. Chiverton with a second three. Colin can warm up in a second as we step away. 17:07 to play, 50-37 Northern Colorado. Colin Chiverton for Eastern Washington. Maybe that can be a shot that can get him going. He does not need a whole lot of space. He can score a ton of points in a hurry, and the Eagles need a ton. Averages nearly 16 points a game. Colin Chiverton just hit his 79th three-point shot of the season. a 41% three-point shooter. But Northern Colorado controlling, leading at 50-36. They had gone on a long skid, only winning a couple of games since their win against Eastern Washington, a 71-70 win in Colorado, coming off of an overtime win against Montana State. The Eagles, Shiverton. Under 17 minutes remaining in the game. Forbes to Shiverton. He'll pump another three. That one is good. Some offensive energy finally for Eastern Washington. And it can be contagious. Northern Colorado gave the ball up on their last trip down the floor. Using that ball screen, another great little look. Almost a block by Shiverton, but powering it through the block and getting the dunk is Connor Osborne. He's got 12 now. Cliff Colimon for three. Rebounded by Northern Colorado. 52-38. Colimon takes a couple of pokes at the ball, trying to strip it away from Svajkovic. Mid-range jumper from Osborne, and he has got it going here tonight. It's amazing what a couple of little interior shots can do for your confidence and just get the stroke going. Average of 7 points a game. He's got 14 now, and Colin Shiverton raining threes for him. His fourth of the game, back-to-back threes for Colin here in the second half to keep Northern Colorado within range. 54-41, Bears with the advantage. Off the curl, another little dump pass for a moment. Now Proctor going to work in the lane, has the one-on-one, spins on Griffin. Good defense. The tap up almost converted by Northern Colorado, and the Eagles will try to get out in transition. He wants another. Just a little bit quick on the shot for Colin Shiverton. He wanted that one bad as he came back to set up, kind of clapped his hands. Proctor traveled with it, or did he get fouled? He got blocked, excuse me. Stepped right into LaRon Griffin. 14:35 remaining. Northern Colorado leading it by 13. Bob Castle welcoming you back to Cheney, Washington for this Big Sky Conference basketball game. Teams trying to get in to the Big Sky Conference tournament. These two teams with opportunities. Eastern comes in at 11-14 overall, 5-7 in the Big Sky. Northern Colorado at 8-16 overall, 5-8 in the Big Sky Conference. Northern Colorado with a 54-41 lead. Shooting 50% in the contest, 21 of 42 from the field. Eastern shooting 38% on 14 of 36 shooting. Eagles are 6 of 19 from three-point range, while Northern Colorado is 8 of 13. Bears with the basketball. Ball off of the leg of Proctor for a moment. Eastern picks up that defensive pressure just a bit. Huskisson out top. Shiverton will try to come out and defend. Hard ball screen. Hickert riding Huskisson, and he's going to get called with a personal foul. Eastern has hit 6 threes on 19 attempts tonight. They came into the game just 11 makes and 18 attempts away from the school record. So they have surpassed the school record of attempts in a season and just 4 away from makes in a season. 4th in Division III in threes. The best team, Northern Colorado. 4th in Division I. And here's a three by the hot three-point shooting Northern Colorado Bears that the Eastern Eagles are able to erase. Colin Shiverton gets fouled. Just 13:46 to play. Huskisson picking up his first personal. 3 team fouls on Eastern Washington, 2 on Northern Colorado. As the Bears getting ready to make a substitution at their next dead ball opportunity. Colin Chiverton dribbles into a couple of defenders and taken right away as he tried to give the ball to Colimon. Down the floor, Sajkovic. He's going to draw the foul and get to the free throw line. Count the basket. Sajkovic to the free throw line. Into the game will come Emmanuel Adu, the 6'7" forward/center. And to the free throw line will be Sajkovic. Tevin to the line. He's got 6 points. Make that 7, and the lead is stretched to 16. Eastern 12 turnovers tonight. Losing the turnover battle, which is something they do not do very often. Parker Kelly out of nearby Gonzaga Prep has swung back into the basketball game. Kelly with the basketball. Hickert for 3. It's long. Rebounded by Kelly in the lane. He'll go back up with it and dish the ball to Ederain, who picks up the basket and goes to the free throw line. You won't see a lot of guys not take that shot as Parker Kelly elected not to. He'll get the assist. Kelly with the dish to Ederain in the lane. Adu tried to defend. Picks up the personal foul. That is his. Check the stats. That is going to be his 3rd personal foul. Free throw from Ederain makes it 57-44. Eastern trailing it by 13. Sajkovic on the kick pass and a 15-footer by Unruh, and the follow-up dunk by Huskisson. 7 for Huskisson. Lead is 15. Forbes to Kelly. Off of the curl, Colimon, his high arcing 3. He is fouled on the follow through as Unruh tried to block the 3-pointer, came down into the Eagles shooter, and Colimon will go to the free throw line. He's got 3 free throws coming up. Colimon averaging 15 points a game, leads. He's got 80, he shoots 82% from the free throw line. Colimon on the evening with 12 points. That free throw will give him 13. 12:34 to go in the second half of play. Eastern several times this season. As we mentioned, they've had the big deficit. They've been able to battle back. Huskinson's going to come out of the basketball game for the Bears. Garnica will swing in for the first time here in the second half as Colimon goes 2 of 3 on that trip to the line. 14 points for Colimon. Eastern down 59-46. Paul Garnica takes that screen from Adu. Good double team out front for Eastern. They scramble back defensively. Sajkovic with the ball nearly taken away by Colimon, and Ederain there defensively as well. Personal foul on Eastern Washington. That's going to be the 4th charge to Cliff Ederain. And Griffin will come in for Ederain. Ederain steps out of the game, 3 of 4 in the contest with 8 points. 15 foul on the Eagles. Ball lost but picked up by Garnica. Eastern got the trap for a moment. Adu able to go baseline, lost the basketball, goes out of bounds. Eagles basketball. Talked about Emmanuel Adu. When he shot that 3 in the first half, it kind of surprised me a bit. When I see his stats, I see he can shoot threes, but to see a guy of his size be able to step out and hit that 3 looks so good. I mean, they've got to really feel good about him. Here's Colimon for Eastern Washington. Tremaine Johnson to Kelly, open for 3. rims. Griffin on the rebound. It was tapped away as he tried to bring it to his chest. Adu may have got a hand on it. 11.5 minutes remaining here in the basketball game, and the Bears leading at 59-46. Proctor drives in, kicks out, three by Spajkovic, and another three for the Bears. 9 of 15 in the contest. Spajkovic hit his second three of the game. Make that his. Yeah, that is his second three of the game. 62-46. Johnson for Eastern Washington, picked up by Adu. A swing it to Parker Kelly. Shot clock at 13 seconds as Colimon pushes it to Forbes. Colimon weaves inside, tried to get the Little English, got his own rebound, trapped in the land of trees, powers it up, scores, and one. Colimon with his 16th point of the night with 10:46 to play in the second half. Northern Colorado 62, Eastern Washington 48 on this Big Sky basketball broadcast. Great reaction here for Eastern Washington, missing a shot, but young men, stay with your basketball. Follow it up, don't give up. And right there, Cliff Colimon stayed with his missed shot, able to get the shot, draw the foul, and head to the free throw line. Colimon leads the team with 16 points, 7 rebounds. He's 4 of 12 in the game, 6 of 7 at the free throw line. In his 28 minutes of work, he's also got 4 assists. Colin Shiverton with 13 in the game. Northern Colorado with 3 players in double figures. Connor Osborne has 14. Tate Unruh with Tate Unruh has 14 in the game, and Paul Garnica with 11. 62-49, 17 points now for Eastern's Colimon. Colimon with the steal. He's blocked on the other end. Johnson followed it up. That shot will not count as the foul called prior to that shot, and some more free throws coming up for Cliff Colimon. Good defense on the block and the steal. The strip and the steal, whatever you'd like to call it. Taking it right at Proctor. Proctor picking up the personal foul, his third. Colimon can't get the free throw to go through. Colimon again shoots 82% on the season. It's now 7 of 9 tonight. And he's beside himself, missing both of those free throws. Eastern was picked to finish 3rd in the coaches poll, 6th in the media poll. Northern Colorado was picked to finish 4th in the coaches poll and 3rd in the media poll. Both of these teams right now just battling to get into that Big Sky tournament. There's a traveling violation. Turnover number 10 for Northern Colorado. Just 2 games separating 3rd place through 7th place in that in the Big Sky Conference. It is jam-packed as teams trying to not only get in but position themselves. Winford has come back in for Eastern Washington. Here's Johnson for the Eagles. Off-ball screens will free up Winford. Colimon picks up the basketball, goes to work, drives in, big hop step and scores. Another foul, and to the free throw line again. Cliff Colimon's got the team on his back. Chiverton hit 3 threes in this second half to kind of be the only scorer for a while, and since he has not been able to find some open looks, Colimon has now gone off over the last 4 minutes of this basketball game. He's got a game-high 19 points now. Missing his last 2 free throws. Colimon's free throw this time will give him an even 20. And Eastern has pulled within 10. I'm not sure if the student section Well, the fans realize it. Pretty quiet Reese Court. An opportunity here for Eastern to get the ball back on a turnover, and they're able to grab the ball. They go to a possession. Head coach Jim Hayford was saying that Northern Colorado's Huskisson may have tied the ball up, but he was out of bounds, so he's got no opportunity to tie it up. And then he may have got, I'm not sure if there was a bench warning or not, but he got yelled at real quick. He was quieted down quickly. Coach Hayford just simply trying to point out that he believed the opposition was out of bounds trying to tie the ball up. Regardless, Eagles with a chance to bring it to single digits here. Nearing 9.5 to play. Colimon open for a moment. Good closeout defense. It's a foul away from the basketball that's going to go against Garnica, who is not exactly happy with the call. He's kind of stepping out, talking to the official for just a moment. Head coach B.J. Hill from the bench for Northern Colorado, just letting Paul Garnica know that he doesn't really need to switch out unless he has to. So he got tied up trying to switch out. That is the 8th team foul, so free throws for Eastern Washington and an opportunity at the free throw line to work their way back into it. 5 team fouls for Eastern. And again, that's the 8th for Northern Colorado as Chiverton's free throw makes it a 9-point game, and now it's 8. 9:27 to play. Chiverton will catch a breather as Parker Kelly comes back in. Tim Huskisson to give the ball to Garnica. Set it up in the post, the lane, turn around. Keene tries the shot, the block, but it is going to be goaltending. That is Brendan Keene, the 6'9" freshman out of Oakland, California. They're going to credit him with his first 2 of the night. And the lead stretched back to double digits. Johnson giving the ball in the corner to Griffin. Colimon swings up off of the defense. In the corner, a 3. Little contact, it rattles down. No foul called. And if you get to see a replay, Winford was hit after that shot. He's able to hit the 3. And right about now is when you need a gym to erupt and fans to get on their feet. Eastern's defense has been able to get them back into it. And that big 3-pointer for the Eagles, Winford, gives him 5 to make it a 64-57 game. Still a ton of time to play. Parker Kelly is defending Huskisson. The lob into the lane, nearly a steal, deflected into Spajkovic's hands. He can't get the jumper to go. Eastern with a chance to inch even closer. Good baseline delivery. Johnson can't convert, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2. It's a 20-point night for Colimon, 15 for Chiverton for Eastern Washington, 14 for the Bears Unruh, 14 for Osborne, and 11 for Garnica. As Proctor comes off the bench, set to come back in after the free throw. And a good skip pass on the baseline. Johnson with a huge step inside. Johnson has made it a 64-58 contest with this next free throw coming up. And the Eagles have pulled within 5. Down by 17, they're within 5. Man-to-man defense, taking the time as Garnica as he spread it out, the give to Proctor. Weaves his way into the lane. Kick out, 3 by Garnica to quiet the crowd. Garnica, 14 points. 4 of 6 from 3-point range. And I'm doing that math in my head. We've got him listed as 4 or 6, but that does not add up to 14, does it? Here's Colimon on a great drive and a super finish for Colimon. We'll recheck Paul Garnica's stats at the next dead ball opportunity. But that big three had extended the lead back out. Eastern able to convert. There's a backdoor give intended for Osborne. Eagles will reach in and deflect the ball away. Northern Colorado basketball when we come back. It's a 6-point game in Cheney. Eastern Washington has pulled within 6 behind great plays like that by the Eagles' Cliff Colimon, who leads the team with 22 points. Paul Garnica has 14 on 4 of 6 shooting from three-point range. He did hit another field goal. He has 14 in the game on 5 of 7 shooting overall. 3 players with 14 for Northern Colorado. Chiverton almost had an inbound steal. Svajkovic drives, offensive charge, yes. Starting to see a little attitude by Eastern Washington. Second personal foul will go against Paul Garnica. Team foul number 10. Once again, that's an offensive foul, non-shooting foul. Eastern will be shooting 2 free throws the rest of the way with 6:45 to play. Eagles 16 of 19 at the line, while Northern Colorado tonight is 10. Make that 5 of 9. Trapping defense by Northern Colorado, poked away from behind as Ederain tried to go into the hole. Bears 10 of 16 shooting from three-point range, while the Eagles are 7 of 22. Breaking their regular season records of shots attempted and looking to break their regular season records of shots made. Ederain drives in, and a foul will get called against Proctor. You may have heard in the background Coach Hill screaming for a travel. Proctor picks up his 4th personal. At the top of the broadcast, we talked about that man right there and Cliff Ederain along with Mike Proctor of Northern Colorado. Thought that that would be a pretty good key matchup in terms of rebounding. Maybe not even scoring, but just battling for rebounds, just kind of setting a tone in the interior. Both of them quiet offensively. Ederain with 8 points. Proctor is going to come out with 4 personal fouls. He has just 2 tonight, but each of them with 4 fouls. So they have been battling. Ederain missing some important opportunities right there for Eastern Washington as the lead remains 6 for Northern Colorado. They had led it by as much as 17. And losing the basketball trying to go off with a crossover. And Unruh just simply turned it over. Turnover number 13. Eastern had 11 turnovers at the half. They have only turned it over 1 time here in the second half of play. Eagles were up down 43-29 at the half. They had 11 turnovers. There's a 3 by Chiverton, rebounded by Northern Colorado. The Bears had 6 at the half. They have turned it over 7 times to the Eagles' 1 turnover in this second half. Under 6 minutes remaining. The drive, Griffin got himself set. That should be another offensive charge. I watched the baseline official for just a moment. He hesitated, I was curious, but he does point, offensive charge. It's gonna be the second personal on Svajkovic. Svajkovic with 7 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 fouls. What a good give to Griffin. He'll go to the free throw line. 2 free throws for LaRon Griffin. Came into the game with 63 career blocks. Griffin picked up one more tonight. Came in tie with Cliff Etterain. Etterain picked up 3 more blocks tonight. He leads the Big Sky Conference in offensive rebounds and is 5th overall in total rebounds. Griffin 10th in block shots. 4 career double-doubles and 10 career performances with at least 10 rebounds. And Griffin hitting the free throws to make it 67-63. Griffin 8 points, 5 rebounds tonight. And the lead just 4 and nearly turning the ball over again. Defensive pressure is picked up for the Eagles. Now 8 second half turnovers for the Bears, just 1 for Eastern Washington. Adu gives the ball up to Spike. Is tapped out of bounds by Eastern Washington. Svihovic with 8 seconds on the shot clock. Svihovic drives in, up fakes, nearly blocked by Griffin. Misses the shot and the rebound by Eastern Washington. Eagles with under 5 to play. Here's Colimon, the give to the wide open Griffin for 2. Eagles within 2. Fans are finally into it, and Coach Hill calls a timeout for Northern Colorado. (67-65). Northern Colorado's lead of 17 has been trimmed to just 2. Eagles 43% shooting on 20 of 46 tonight, but they are shooting 50% in the second half. Northern Colorado, an impressive 52% shooting, and they're also just over 66% shooting in the second half of play. It's been the turnovers. 16 second chance points for Eastern Washington. They've scored 12 points off of turnovers. Northern Colorado has 21, but most of those in the first half of play. The Eagles have wiggled their way back into it, and Colimon almost able to come in and grab a steal right down the floor. Svihovic, he's going to go to the free throw line. Eagles fans wanted another charge. Tevin Svihovic will go to the free throw line for Northern Colorado. That is team foul number 6 for the Eagles. No fouls to give for either teams now the rest of the way. Svihovic 3 for 3 from the free throw line. He's got 7 points on the night. 68-65. Here's that drive by Svihovic. Is he set? Pretty close. The block was called immediately by the baseline official. Tevin Svihovic, he's a freshman at 6'2" out of Kingwood, Texas. The redshirt freshman's second free throw is true. 69-65. Northern Colorado showing that zone defense. Parker Kelly for 3 out of the corner, and the freshman delivers. Eagles within 1. Perfect time for the first 3 of the night for Kelly. Off-ball foul on the hold against Eastern Washington's Jeffrey Forbes. That'll have the Bears at the line shooting the 1-and-1. Forbes picking up his first personal. Eastern's been getting a lot of work done without Colin Chiverton, their leading scorer on the season. having much of an impact late in this basketball game. He had 3 early threes to open up the second half, but quiet and on the bench. Free throws extend the lead to 71-68. Eastern with a chance to tie. So we near 4 minutes to play here in Cheney. Teams battling to get their way into the Big Sky tournament. Colimon looked up at that rack for just a moment. Good patience for Eastern Washington. Shot clock at 15 seconds. Forbes travels with it. Now they'll actually go to hauling the ball. Turnover with 3:58 to play. Northern Colorado 71, Eastern Washington 68. The Eastern Eagles, this is not exactly how you want to draw it up. Down big, Parker Kelly, the freshman for Eastern Washington, at a nearby Gonzaga prep with that huge three to draw them within one. Free throws by Northern Colorado have made it a three-point game. Again, the Eagles had trailed so many times this season. Down big to Sac State, Weber State, Washington State, St. Mary's, Montana, UCLA, and they were down by 17 in this game, and to be honest with you, just not much was taking place. Northern Colorado seemingly had everything in control. They're hitting nearly all their shots, just had great patience. The Bears 10 of 16 from three-point range, but began turning the ball over in the second half as the Eagles defense took over. Eastern turned the ball over just before the timeout. Bears showing patience here. Proctor picked up the basketball, has to hurry to get rid of it, and what a smart play by Proctor. He was about to turn the ball over as the 5-second count about to expire, and he throws the ball off of an Eagle, and it happens to take a nice bounce to the deflection out of bounds. Shot clock at 13 seconds. Svihovic finding Proctor with 5 seconds. Proctor with 4 seconds. Missed everything. Shot clock about to expire. Parker Kelly grabs the rebound and calls a timeout. Griffin was also down there for Eastern Washington. Cliff Colimon patting the freshman on his back. We've got 3:21 remaining as head coach Jim Hayford meets his team out near midcourt. Hayford letting the coaches know that that shot clock should have expired and he shouldn't have a timeout. He should not have had a timeout occur. So they might come here to the scorer's table and check out the screen, check out the monitor. Because if that shot clock would have expired, then they would not have had to use a timeout right there. So the officials are going to come over here to the scorer's table and just check out the last few moments. Again, that shot clock was at 2. On the drive, the ball never touched the rim. It just went off of the glass, went off of the backboard. It has to touch the rim to reset the shot clock. As we watch the replay, then they're going to try to get a look at the shot clock. And again, basically what that's going to do is show the officials that Eastern Washington had the ball as the shot clock expired. All three officials will get together. And Eastern, which called the timeout, will be given that timeout back if they determine that that shot clock had expired. Therefore, the ball would have been given to Eastern in the first place. 71-68. Eastern Washington has come back from 17 down. They closed within 1. And they're within a 3 right now. Official comes over to the scorer's table to let them know that the shot clock should not have reset. I was just trying to read lips and then he turned away from me. We'll get the official call in a moment. In the reset, 10 team fouls or more for Northern Colorado, 7 for Eastern Washington. Game high, 22 points for Colimon for Eastern Washington. Unruh has 16 for Northern Colorado. And it was ruled a shot clock violation, so no timeout. So no timeout to charge to Eastern Washington. Eagles with the basketball. Clock rolls, nearing 3 minutes to play. Shiverton back in for Eastern Washington. Colimon saw a little bit of a hole. That's quickly closed off. This is Tremaine Johnson. He had Griffin open, but airmailed it. Eastern with just their third turnover in the second half, but the most inopportune time as they are trying to recapture a lead that they have not had since the opening couple minutes of this basketball game when they led by 4. Unruh out top to Proctor. This is Huskisson. He's knocked down 1 3 in this game. Part of this 16 attempts and 10 threes converted for this Bear basketball squad. The good drive penetration and the delivery to Osborne. Not able to finish it with 7 seconds on the shot clock. Personal foul number 4 against Eastern's Griffin. Good dish. And I had that as number 4, but that is number 5 on Griffin. He will foul out. So Griffin's night is done. 10 points, 4 rebounds on 3 of 5 shooting, 4 of 4 at the line. Fouls out with 2:37 remaining. And I was on the shot, so Northern Colorado to the line to shoot 2. Tremaine Johnson's going to come in to take the place of Griffin in that Eagles lineup. Connor Osborne has had a really nice game for Northern Colorado. Got him out to a quick start in the beginnings of both halves, averaging 7 points on the season. And he now has 15 tonight. (72-68) Eastern. Trails it with 2.5 remaining. Colin Chiverton, a long bomb 3 that hits the bottom of the net, and the Eagles are within 1. Chiverton, 4 of 9 from 3-point range, his 4th. Actually, he should be 5 of 9 with his 4th 3 in this second half. 2:22 remaining. Eastern, I thought, called a timeout. And then Eastern said, no, we didn't call a timeout. The officials now trying to bring everybody back on the floor. You see assistant coach Craig Fortier standing up, Craig Elo sitting down. Coach Hill wants to know if he can make some substitutions. And the officials are going to get together and find out whether or not they can make some substitutions. Apparently, coaching staff of Colorado want to know if they're allowed to make substitutions, if indeed Eastern did, or if they could. 72-71, Eastern again within 1. Northern Colorado could run the end line, and they do. Full court press by the Eagles. Garnick on the skip pass to Adu. Emmanuel Adu, the 6'7" sophomore, on the handoff. Jumper by Unruh. He has been money all night. Eastern with the chance to take the lead with under 2 to play. Colimon to open freshman Parker Kelly for his second 3 in the second half. And he gives Eastern the 74-72 lead. Timeout on the floor. Parker Kelly, 2 of 5 in the game. All 5 shots have been 3-pointers. And he just hit his second one. They left him wide open. Calm, cool, look at the release. And Kelly spins the three through, and the Eagles have taken their first lead since the 16:06 mark of the first half of play when they led by 4 in the Northern Colorado. Took over at that point in the game. The Bears went up by 17. They were up by 17 with 17:21 to play in this game. Eagles now 10 of 26 from three-point range. They are one three-point shot made away from tying their single season record. They've already broke the record for three-pointers attempted in a season. Eagles shooting 46% from the field for the game. They've taken 49 shots. Northern Colorado shooting 49%. They've attempted 53. Each team with 14 turnovers. Eastern lost a heartbreaker by 1 in Greeley. They have not defended their home court as they would have liked. Here's Adu to draw the double team, and he traveled with it for turnover number 15. That is an outstanding young man, a great athlete. And he was trying to set himself up to make a nice power move in the paint. He doesn't exactly agree with that traveling violation. And the Eagles with the ball back and an opportunity to extend the lead. Cliff Colimon with a game-high 22 points. Eagles are going to run some of the shot clock here. That's Chiverton with the basketball. Colimon down low, and a foul called. Ederain to the free throw line. There was 11 seconds on the shot clock when they tried to feed the ball to Ederain, who's playing with 4 personal fouls. He's got 8 points. Just a good interior find. And a really good foul, actually, by Northern Colorado, preventing him from scoring and making Ederain earn it at the free throw line. Eastern up by 3 now. Huskisson's going to come out for Northern Colorado. We've got 1:08 remaining. Svihovic from 15 off the angle. Rebound offensively. Osborne has 17 points on the offensive rebound and the putback. Eagles at home, leading it by 1. Last time, again, these two teams matched up in Colorado. It turned out to be a 71-70 win for Northern Colorado. And then a skid began for the Bears. They lost at Montana, lost at Montana State. A tough loss to Idaho State. Able to win in overtime against Northern Arizona, but then tripped up against Sac State. Hung in there in front of nearly 7,000 at Weber State, but finally succumbed 93-81. Lost to Montana 75-68, and last time out beat Montana State in overtime. Here in Cheney, Eastern trying to defend their home court and work its way into a playoff position. Eagles leading it by 1 as they have come back from 17 down here in the second half. Cliff Colimon, he got away with a little bit of a walk. He's stuck down low, and they'll go to possession arrow on the reach in. Great tie up. Svihovic able to get his hands on the ball. Timeout called by Northern Colorado. with 40 seconds remaining. Cliff Colimon, 22 points. He's 6 of 14 this evening. Colin Chiverton has 18 for Eastern Washington on 6 of 12 shooting. He's knocked down 4 of 9 threes. Griffin, who fouled out of this game, double figures with 10. Ederain has 9 for the Eagles. Parker Kelly with 2 big threes in the second half with 6. Northern Colorado's Unruh has 16. They're led in scoring by Osborne, who's got 17 points on 7 of 14 shooting. He also has 7 rebounds. Garnica with 14 on 5 of 7 shooting. Svihovic with 9. He's 5 of 5 at the line. A 4-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Garnica. Here's Proctor, loses the basketball on the strip, but a reach-in foul call by the baseline official. That is going to put Proctor to the free throw line for Northern Colorado. Proctor is a 64% free throw shooter, averages 9 points a game on the season. He's got 2 tonight, and this will be his first free throw attempt. A chance to tie with the shot clock off and 25 seconds to play. Yes, he banked it in. We're tied at 75. Jim Hayford's on the sideline for the Eastern Washington Eagles, screaming at his team to rebound. Coach Hill, the top of the screen, kneeling. A chance for the lead for the Bears, and they've regained it with 25 seconds to play. The 6'8" senior Proctor does what a senior should, remains cool and knocking down needed free throws. Well, Eastern remained in 6th place in spite of their loss last week, a 84-75 loss to Weber State. They remained in 6th place in the Big Sky standings. So they came in with the 5-7 record, a half game ahead of UNC. Northern Colorado with the 11-14 overall mark. Eastern had a chance to move into a 3rd place jam-packed league race if they were able to pick up a win. And as I've mentioned, there's only 2 games separating coming in to the night. 3rd through 7th place. Sac State winning 4 of its last 5, sitting at in 8th with a 4-9 record. A better road record, as a matter of fact, than that home mark. The Eagles are battling for one of the 6 berths. Eagles 3-3 on the road, but just 2-4 here at Reese Court. It took a long time for this crowd to get into it. As a matter of fact, Eastern pulled within 3, I believe, before they finally realized, my gosh, we're back in this game. And Northern Colorado at a time thinking that we had it on cruise control. Coaches didn't think that. They know it's a game of runs. 25 seconds remaining. Eagles to go the length of the floor, down by 1. Colimon has a game-high 22. Will he be the one to take the last shot? The corner 3 by Parker Kelly! His 3rd 3 to give him a 2-point lead. 10 seconds still remaining. Down to 7. Proctor, he traveled with it. Turnover number 16. And the Bears now need to foul. Parker Kelly with 3 huge threes in the second half. .4 seconds remain. Eagles on the inbounds. Chiverton will get fouled, and he will go to the free throw line. Chiverton goes down hard, maybe trying to sell it a little bit, hoping for maybe an intentional. Clean foul as the Bears Proctor was going after the basketball, which is all you need to be doing. He's going to foul out. Just a second went off of the clock. for the Bears. They're hoping that Chiverton misses at least one of these. Colin Chiverton has been kind of quiet tonight. However, he's got 18 points, 6 of 12 shooting, 4 of 9 from three-point range, but it just doesn't seem like he's taken that many shots in the game. Chiverton, right at just above his season average scoring. He is a 79% free throw shooter. He's gone to the line twice tonight and has hit both of those free throws. And a chance to possibly seal the win right here. What a three by Parker Kelly. And somehow, after hitting 2 of them, the Bears forgot about him on that last possession. Chiverton to try to make it a 4-point lead and keep Eastern in the playoff hunt. This is their largest lead of the game, matching their largest lead, missing it. A chance for the tie. The throw down the floor, hoping to get it to Adu for a game-tying 3. But they turn it over. 1/10 of a second remains on the clock. Adu was open as well. That would have been interesting because the big man can shoot from distance. All the Eagles need to do is get it in bounds. It's a 3-point lead for Eastern Washington. They'll just throw it. The ball is tapped. Eagles led it by 4 early. Northern Colorado would have a 17-point lead early in the second half. Eagles come from behind and win it here tonight. 22 for Colimon, 19 for Chiverton. Northern Colorado's Osborne had 17. Our final score from Cheney. Eastern Washington University 79, Northern Colorado 76.
Against Idaho State, tip-off at 6:05. That's Tuesday, February 28th, against Idaho State, tip-off at 6:05. Once again, listen to ESPN 700.